Cristian Sima, welcome to Kastljós.
Thank you for your invitation. Blessar Harki.
Sæll. Let's start with a simple question. Why did you come to Iceland?
Well, I came to Iceland because I was very afraid of what the politicians and the powerful businessmen can do it to my person, physically, and about all this pressure that created there. And I preferred Iceland to Switzerland, where I can stay in a house there, for the simple reason that I thought that Iceland was very careful with all these kinds of problems. And I remember very well the Bobby Fischer's history. So at that moment, under pressure, I chose Iceland like this. It was the first time that I arrived in Iceland, so I didn't know anything before.
Mm-hmm. It has been stated in both Romanian and Icelandic newspapers that you basically fled the country because you were afraid of some characters affiliated with organized crime, like for instance, mobsters. A member of the European Parliament, a Romanian guy, even mentioned that a specific Italian man affiliated with the mafia who you were afraid of. Is that true?
It's not true, not at all. I can tell everybody where I'm living. So I'm living Lindergata 60, so everybody can know. No, I was afraid about the Romanian clients, politicians, businessmen, that I lost the money on the futures market on Wall Street. Not at all about, I don't have any mafia clients, so I have only some Italian clients who are from the north part of the country and very industrial and very honest people. And second time, I never met anybody of 92 years old. So, the rumors comes from the Romanian media because the member of the European Parliament, one of the wealthy, the famous wealthy shepherd, owner of one of the major football team in Romania, told everybody that he thought that some mobsters are looking for me. Then after the next day, he told everybody that he was very bad informed and so on. But nobody is looking, so I'm hiding about. I come here not to be pushed to do something that it's not normal. So of course, I'm afraid to go back in Romania because for the reasons that I know a lot of things, they could invented something. But
who exactly are you afraid of? Because you've mentioned politicians and some businessmen in Romania. Did they in any way threaten your life? Because you lost a lot of money from your clients.
I lost a lot of money of my clients. Some other clients are not protesting because they made money with me during the last 15 years, so they understand that stocks market is sometimes you make money, sometimes you are losing. Everybody knows perfectly that futures are very dangerous, so they have to take the risk to lose not only the money that they invest, but even much more money than the money that they invest. That are the rules of the derivatives all around the world, and these are derivatives with high risk in American markets. And the problem was that I made an arbitrage between the Dow Jones products in Romania and the Dow Jones products abroad. That is very small risk, but the moment that you are forced to close some parts of the position because you cannot transfer money from one account to the other, and I was pushed there to arrive there. They block accounts, they do everything that I arrive here. I'm still inquiring about this, and when I will realize exactly all the figures that brings me to this situation, probably I can write and explain everybody what's happened. Neither I don't know exactly why they started to push me to arrive here, because it was not that I take risk like this when I wake up in the morning and I decided to take huge risk, but
why did you have a reason to fear and leave your country? You mentioned politicians. Which politicians and which businessmen, they must have then threatened you in some way. Can you name the names and
yes, they threatened me, not directly. Nobody threatened me directly. So they put somebody else to threaten me. So I was threatened by some other phone calls, some other messages, and even when I left Romania that Saturday, I was threatened the next day with phone call when I arrived in Switzerland, because I left on the 29th of September. I arrived in Switzerland, and after 4 days, I left Switzerland for Iceland. And what they are worried about is exactly that I know a lot of things about their accounts, their business, and the circulation of the money, and probably that is not very comfortable for them.
Can you name any of the people who you believe are behind these threats you received?
I've already named that. Probably Dimofte and some other businessmen linked with him are involved in this. He never threatened me, but people that are working for him threaten me. So I'm thinking that this is one of the... I don't know exactly who it is, so I don't want to accuse some politicians that probably are not in, and some other politicians that they are in, and I didn't realize that they are threatening me. It's not that they are sending me letters with name and surname signed and with best wishes, see you later.
Well, what did they threaten to do? How were these threats? Were they like, were they threatening to kill you or harm you in any way, or your family?
No, they are not, I will kill you or I will, but I will destroy you, you will finish the whole kind of business in life and so on. But of course I'm not believing that now that the story and the scandal blow out suddenly, and a lot, even here and even in Romania, I'm 90% sure that I'm not risking my life living here. But in Romania, I'm afraid that I will arrive at the Romanian airport, and on the streets they can put me some drugs in the pockets, and then they have problems. So I'm not intending to go back to Romania. Okay. For the moment, I don't know. I have to speak with lawyers and so on.
Your companies are under investigation in Romania, according to...
Are investigated by the Security Exchange Commission.
Do you fear that any of the business that you were involved in might lead to that charges could be brought against you?
No.
Because you lost a lot of money for your clients.
Yes, I lost a lot of money for my clients. I even made a lot of money for my clients during the last more than 10 years. So.
Did you either lose or gain money for your clients by doing anything illegal?
No. Immoral, probably, yes, but not probably. 100% sure, yes.
How
it's immoral? All the markets of derivatives, it's immoral. Everything. When you are betting, when you are investing in high-risk products, there are immorals. And of course, it's a conflict of interest. Of course, you have a lot of information and so on, but it's not illegal. Neither for inside information I cannot be accused, for the simple reason that I lost and I invest on the products listed in Chicago Mercantile Exchange, that means the Dow Jones Gold, that was impossible to be influenced by the Romanian laws, by the Romanian politician, or by any kind of inside information. So I never traded Romanian stocks. I never traded Romanian products or Romanian bonds. So neither the accusation of inside information, it's not staying right. So, of course, the rest, using a lot of money from all around the world and losing this money in the market, taking huge risk, much more risk that through a gentleman agreement I promised to my clients not to take. It's really immoral. But depends where the morality of a person arrive and what each one consider moral or immoral.
But didn't you...
If I will be a Goldman Sachs branch in Romania, probably I will tell everybody, like they told to Bacchus or some other things, that it was a product with high risk. And you know that even AAA products, they arrive going down 90%. Imagine these products who were high-risk products.
But didn't you, in a way, cheat your clients by well, not honoring this gentleman's agreement by never taking the risk you then ended up taking?
Yes, I take much more risk. I told you, much more risk than the normal gentleman agreement.
So you cheated them?
If you consider this, yes, I can even recognize. Yes, I cheated them. It's immoral. When it's immoral, you can consider cheating them or and so on. So I take much more risk to recuperate some losses. You can understand everything you want if you...
Will you be able to pay
you
this
know,
people back?
I will tell you something about this word that I understand that you like. You can cheat everybody once, you can cheat somebody all the time, but you will never cheat everybody all the times. Probably that's happened with me now, if you like this.
Are you hoping, because you mentioned Bobby Fischer's case before, are you hoping that the Icelandic authorities would hesitate to extradite you or anything in that manner if it comes to any, well, charges in Romania or...
So, I didn't make anything illegal, first of all. Second of all, I invest money through a British Virgin Island company on the markets, respecting the rules of the derivatives markets. That's one. Second, nobody's suing me. They are suing the companies. So the companies have to answer to the problems of the clients who lost the money. If I underpassed or I overpassed the agreements peculiar and specified in the contract.
But you ran the company, didn't you? So at the end of the day, aren't you the one they will...
I run the exchange. I run the exchange, and I run the company, means the company, the British Virgin Islands, where I made the transaction, yes. I'm taking the transaction. If you will give to anybody, to Nick Leeson, George Soros, or something who will lose you some money, he's not responsible for it. It's the hedge fund responsible. You cannot accuse Blankfein that he sold you Abacus. You can accuse more Goldman Sachs, but not the CEO of Goldman Sachs. It's a structure. Then you can do it. And a British Virgin Island company, they have to go to London to try to sue the company in London after the British law, exactly how it was specified in the contract. And these contracts are published on the site of the company from the beginning.
Have you been in contact with the Icelandic authorities since you came to Iceland, asking for any help?
No, I want to be in contact with the Iceland authorities, but I'm not feeling now threatened. So I don't think, even if two guys from Romania arrive at the same landlord who rent me the apartment and ask with false credit cards to rent some apartments, and then they try to disappear. That was the story that the landlord of my home told me. And I'm sure that they will arrive to inform themselves or to inform their clients, politicians, and so on about what I'm doing here. But what I'm doing here, it's exactly take a rest and try to put all my ideas in order and to be coherent, to write things, and probably I will publish everything at the end of the period.
You said, so you're saying that the two Romanian guys came to your landlord here in Iceland, and what?
Yes, I rent the apartment from K Apartments, and they told me that they arrived to K Apartments and they wanted to rent some apartments from there, but the moment that they used the credit cards was not on the same name like them, so they disappeared. That might me thinking that they are not simple tourists with false credit cards. But I could be wrong. I don't want to accuse anybody.
But
I'm not here to accuse anybody.
No, but you have, in the Romanian media, you have, well, a list of your clients has been published in the Romanian media.
The list of my clients from the Romanian media is with a lot of clients that they are not clients actually, and some other people were never my clients, and some other very important people are not in that list. So,
can you name for me now some political figures and the government officials who were big clients of yours? Just to name a few.
Yes, ex-ministers, and I had clients, ex-ministers, ex-advisors of the high institution of the state, like presidential institution, like the prime minister, and from all the political spectrum, from all the parties, and from all Romania.
Daniel Daianu, a former minister, was he?
He was a former minister of the government of the actual governor of the central bank in 1999-2000.
And another former minister as well. I'm not sure if I can pronounce the name, but I think it's the last name is Predoi.
He was Minister of Justice.
Yeah. He was also a...
No, he didn't lost any money. So
but he was a client
the money. He withdrew the money before the scandal.
What's
a long time before.
What is the largest amount that a politician or a government official invested through your company? Can you name an amount?
Yes, the maximum amount that they invest, it was 1.8 millions, but they already withdraw 400,000, so it's 1.4 millions.
And
the maximum loss.
Which of them was that? Who was
It's
that?
exactly Mr. Dimofte, who lost through a Cyprus company. He's not losing anything because I didn't had him like a client, but a Cyprus company.
That's a politician also, a minister also, or what?
No,
character?
He's only a businessman very well related with the ex-structure of Ceausescu and with ex-minister of the communism government.
The politicians, the ex-politicians or the ministers we talked about or others, the money they invested with, did that come from offshore accounts, and did you as well pay them if they gave any money to offshore accounts?
They are coming from all kind of accounts, from Romanian accounts, from Swiss accounts, from Cyprus accounts, from Cayman accounts, and so on.
Can you name name some ministers and tell me where their accounts came from?
Well, I cannot do exactly now and give you the documents. First of all, because I don't have the documents, and I don't think that it's the moment to release information without proof that I have here in the next room and so on. And
let me simplify the question then. Did the politicians you were in business with, did their money either come from or go to offshore accounts?
They are coming, the rules in the market is if they are coming from offshore accounts, you have to pay them back to offshore accounts. If they are coming, but I didn't launder any kind of money, so if some minister send me the money from a Romanian bank, I send him the money back to the same Romanian bank or the same Romanian account. If he send me the money from an offshore account, a Swiss account, I send him the money back from the Swiss account. So my responsibility was not from where the money are coming, but only if they are coming through banking system. And I never received cash, I receive all the time through banking system.
Okay, you must though understand, Sima, that this is...
But a lot of people, I help them to open the accounts offshore, so I help them because you know that it's not so easy to open a number accounts in Switzerland and so on. I help them to open the accounts. They opened the accounts, and after that I don't know exactly what's happened there. And I know the accounts. I know the number of the accounts, but I don't know if somebody have there 20 millions, $20 or 2 billions. I cannot know.
And amongst those people you're talking about are these high-ranking political figures that we talked about earlier. Just to get that clear.
Yeah.
The former ministers, for example, did they have offshore accounts?
No, I didn't. I don't know. Neither Mr. Deanu, neither Mr. Predoiu didn't have any kind of offshore accounts that I know about. These two ministers.
These two ministers?
No, they didn't have offshore.
Any others?
The others, they have offshore accounts.
Can you name them for me? Which kind, and I'm talking about the political and the people who are government officials, because you must understand that being a politician or a government official and having money abroad in tax havens or offshore accounts, well, that could turn into quite a scandal, you know.
It's a scandal, no. Probably in Iceland, but in Romania it's regular to have accounts, offshore accounts. It's regular. If you pay taxes, you can send your money. You can declare your accounts offshore, or in Switzerland is not an offshore account. Because if Switzerland is an offshore account, even Iceland is an offshore account. He's in Schengen, but he's not in European Union, so it's not this the problem. The problem could be how the money arrived in this offshore account. But that I didn't know anything about. So what I know exactly is when I received. And I can affirm definitely that the two Minister of Finance and Justice, they send me the money from Romanian banks. Now, that's all that I'm 100% sure that they send me the money from these banks. But during all these times, I had a lot of politicians and some others clients that they send money even from offshore accounts.
Did you, in retrospect, when you were doing this business, do you believe that, although that doesn't involve you, that some of these transactions might be considered tax fraud in any way?
No, because even the rules in Romania are very strange. So you find a taxation of 16% of the Romanian speculation on the stocks and derivatives in Romania, but you didn't have to pay in Romania anything from what you are doing abroad. But my knowledge about all this kind of taxation are not so high that I can answer you perfect of your question. What I know perfectly is that is not my problem or my company problem to check if somebody paid his taxes before he sent me the money, or if when he made some money through the stock market, he will pay the taxes. So each one who is sending money through the bank is, from the beginning, a very honest person, because he's not bringing suitcases with money. It's everything you can follow through the banks. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wants to investigate, they can do it. Mm-hmm. They have the accounts, they can ask for these accounts, the amounts of money that they transfer there and how they worked and so on. That's the problem of the justice, if they want to do it. But
don't you think it's strange that a politician, as you told me, that some politicians from Romania are doing this business through offshore accounts?
No, I'm sure that all the politicians from all the countries in Europe, they have offshore accounts. I worked in the market in Italy, in France, in London, and I know that everybody has offshore accounts. Mm-hmm. Not everybody, mm-hmm. but even companies, mm-hmm. they have offshore accounts. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that Microsoft has an offshore accounts, mm-hmm. and is declared, and Apple has an offshore accounts, mm-hmm. and you know that the Americans, they even create an offshore onshore mm-hmm. with the Delaware state.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to another thing, because you have accused a Romanian journalist, Bogdan Chireac, of being some kind of a platform for multinational companies who are paying, well, bribery to Romanian politicians.
We can tell them bribery or illegal financement to the parties. Mm-hmm. Yes, in 2000 he was 5% owner of WBS Holding, and if somebody will care about this, the journalist in Romania published a transfer from Bogdan Chireac from Switzerland to his wife in Romania in a bank, and that's very easy to check, going to the Romanian bank and checking that that money has arrived directly from Switzerland in a moment that it was forbidden to own a Swiss account or an abroad account.
But can you also...
I can prove everything that I accused in Romania. I can prove everything with documents, not with only testimony.
Can you name the politicians?
And probably somebody have to blow out a scandal to try to do the same thing that the Italian did in 1992 with the proper hands and with Antonio Di Pietro in Italy. The problem is that I don't know if we have the prosecutors in Romania very well prepared to such an investigation.
But can you name for me the politicians who received the money and the multinational companies?
There were all the politicians from all the parties in the campaign of 2000. So the journalists, the older journalists, my generation of journalists, they blackmail the pharmaceutical companies, the telecommunication companies, or they force them to finance the campaign to obtain some contracts after the election.
Name some of the politicians for me.
You want name and surname, but I'm telling you that Mr. Chireac sent it, as I cannot prove exactly each name, only numbers, accounts. I don't think it's exactly the moment to name politicians, but there were politicians from all the parties at that moment that...
What about the companies? Can you name any companies, multinational companies who took part in this? And
Yes, I can give you a name. Ericsson company, who won after that the 112 project in Romania.
So they basically paid money to politicians through this journalist to get this project in Romania after the elections?
They obtained some advantage after the election.
Any other companies you can name? You talked about pharmaceuticals, which...
There were even pharmaceutical companies, less in 2000, more in after that. And anyhow, the journalist was one of the most important queen of the chess table of these movements. I didn't know much more than what he did through his account, who owned to the WBS, because after I saw exactly what he made with the money and how it works with the money, that the account was not open to made transaction on the stock market, and I closed the account and I bought the shares that I made a present for him at the beginning.
Can you, because you didn't answer the question quite as I wanted.
You want name and surname? No, I will not give you name and surname now.
But can you prove that, for instance, Ericsson, he received money from Ericsson that he then went into the pockets of the politicians or some political movements?
I can prove that Ericsson sent money to Bogdan Chireac, and that Bogdan Chirieac sent money to some other people.
You stated to me that politicians and businessmen were either angry or because you lost their money, or afraid that you might...
No, they were not angry because I lost the money. Probably the ex-minister of finance was angry because I lost the money. The other was not angry about the money. The other was angry because of what I know about the accounts, and it was something organized probably from long time ago, that the Romanian exchange will not merge, joint or collaborate with London Stock Exchange. I didn't have exactly the information, but I will obtain the information, and I will give you much more information when I will have even some proofs. But what I was informed now in the last time is that they create exactly this idea from, I don't know exactly why, probably because they want to build a huge energy market in Romania. They have to do it until 2013, and so on. But
I'm kind of aiming for which information is it that you have that these guys are afraid of being released? And why?
I have the information. So honestly, I'm thinking that they are afraid about the information that I already give it to you, like Ericsson, like accounts, like banking transfers, and so on, that cover more than 10 years, 12 years, the last 12 years.
Do you have information that about politicians breaking Romanian laws?
I can be accused if I will answer yes. But I will leave you the opportunity to answer yourself of this question.
Can you name any names in regard to this?
So if I will ask you, yes, I have the information. If I will ask you such a thing, I can be accused that I hidden a lot of information that could be useful for the justice. You agree with me? So you can answer directly of this information by yourself, and I suppose everybody knows that I have to speak with much more with lawyers, with police here, and with some other structures that I can start to give you much more names and banking accounts and so on.
Cristian Sima, thank you for the interview.